Hello!
Hello! Hello again, YouTube.
Hello, how are you all? How's this week been for you?
Ooh, another busy week.
A hugely busy week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounded like you'd forgotten a line there or something, that we'd rehearsed the introduction.
No,
But like, rehearsing or
I'm a consummate professional.
So what are we going to talk about this week then, Sophie?
So, we're going to talk about the book removal.
So Sophie, what are we going to talk about this?
Hey, I'm not reading off a list. Totally am reading off a list.
Totally are reading off a list.
Yes, the book removal from libraries. Yes, the Reform councillors removing.
Yeah, Reform Council removing books from libraries.
Books, trans books. Yes, big scandal. And Reform again. A councillor getting arrested at Pride.
So I've done a video. We did a video on this earlier this week as well. So you can see that. I'll put a little tag thing up here for that if you wanna find out, if you want to see the arrest video.
It's really good.
and then we'll have a little bit of about my YouTube comment bot.
Oh yes, a lovely YouTube comment bot. This is too funny.
That I got fighting itself.
And the Lemkin Institute.
Well, pre-approval hearing first.
We have that. Yeah. Pre-appointment hearing
for the head of the EHRC.
Yeah.
That was this week as well.
That was a biggie.
Yeah.
And the Lemkin Institute,
mm-hmm.
Who study genocide and factors contributing to genocide, gave the UK, and I found it the US as well, red flag for genocide, for early warning signs.
Yeah, for trans people.
Yeah. Well on their way, apparently, too.
Yeah, so it's well, we'll talk about that when we get there.
We'll cycle back around to that one.
So the library, so this is a very interesting story. So there's more to it than you think. So you tell me what you know, and then I'll fill you in on all the bits and pieces that maybe you don't know.
So essentially, it's reform being reform. It's a council they hold the majority in, with the Reform councillors, and they are exercising their sort of
powers.
They're trying to win over the bigots, essentially, by saying, "Oh look, we've banned the trans books because trans people are bad."
Hello, Smudge.
Hello, Smudgy. And of course, complete nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's all just a big show. They're trying to create this big scandal out of nothing.
Okay, so you do know more than I thought you did.
Yeah. So what's your take on it?
Well, it's not a take. So the book that the councillor banned from the children's section was never actually in the children's section. There was 5 copies of this book, and they're all in the adult section, in the adult non-fiction section. So why they had a hissy fit about it? Well, yeah, I think it sort of ties in with the next point, the next bit about the Reform Councillor in Pride.
Oh yes.
But I think it's basically because they're absolutely inept. Reform can't run a council to save their life, so they're having to make up stories about how they're banning trans books from the library when they're doing none of that kind of stuff at all.
Distraction.
To distract from the fact that they're absolutely shit at running councils or being councillors.
Yeah, they don't want to do it, do they?
No.
They see having council meetings as an inconvenience.
Oh yeah. Council meetings was like, it's all council meetings and you don't get paid enough. It's like, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Councillors don't get paid enough, and yes, it is all meetings.
Yeah, it's a job to serve.
It's a job. It's a job. It's about serving your community. It's not about grandstanding and making huge speeches like what Reform obviously think it is.
Yeah, it's local politics.
Yeah, it's local politics. It's local. It's local. Oh, it's local stuff. Yeah, it's just like it's bins. It's bins and potholes.
Yeah, it's all very much just in sort of parochial, and it's not the big issues.
Yeah. You're not gonna ban migrants from coming to the UK. Being a county councillor, that's not how it works.
I mean, it does cross into some big issues, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's not the big, as you said, grandstanding, the showboating of the House of Commons of Westminster. It's very much more sort of bureaucratic.
Yeah, and you have to work together as well. So. Like the other thing
I can see that going wrong for them.
Yeah, the other thing that Reform don't like doing is being on committees, having committees, and including the scrutiny committee. So when they say like, oh, there's all this waste, so we want, and it's like, well, there's a committee specifically designed to monitor the council's activities for waste, and it's called a scrutiny committee, and if you just don't want to have scrutiny committee meetings, that's terrible, but that's not going to get you not have council waste.
Yeah, it's like they want to have glory, but not put in any of the effort.
Any of the work, yeah.
It's that sort of typical Reform, I sort of ethos, a way of thinking that they just want everything handed to them.
So that sort of moves us on to the second thing about the Reform Councillor. Now we have to be very careful here because she has been charged with assault, which means that we can only report facts. We can't say that she did it or that she didn't do it.
No speculation.
No speculation. So no speculation at all, otherwise we could jeopardise the trial, and that's it. It's like, firstly, it's a very serious criminal matter, but also, if she's guilty of assault, then we don't want her to get off because we've accidentally broken rules. So yeah, we don't want to. We have to be very careful, but. So basically, the police were called to Pride in Winsford. Sorry, Sophie's got my notes on her thing.
Winsford Pride, at around 4:30 p.m.
on Saturday, due to a disturbance.
They labelled it a disturbance.
Not a disturbance in the force, though.
No, not those mini chlorines.
Midi-chlorians, yeah. I thought that's what you spray on the bathroom, isn't it? To get rid of midi-chlorians.
But I do like episode 1. I know it gets a lot of flack, but I do like it. And young Anakin, he tries his best. I mean, it's not quite older Anakin where he delivers that beautiful line about the sand, but
the sand.
No sand, the grains. Get everywhere. Or as he says, he's like, I hate sand, it's so coarse. And he loves it so flatly when he's talking to Padme. And anyway, getting distracted. But it's just reminding me.
I hate it so much. I'm going to send my son to a desert planet.
Yeah.
Because I'm a dick.
Oh yeah, Tatooine. Yeah. Oh gosh, Star Wars. I've not watched it in a while, as you can tell. But not the Force. So there was disturbance at Winsford Pride, and Mandy Clare was reportedly escorted, I love that word, from the event and subsequently arrested.
And charged with assault.
Yeah.
But it sort of ties in. This ties in with the first thing. It's his grandstanding. This is like, now she has a reputation for being a bit of a troublemaker. But this is just pure grandstanding of like, or who can I attack to actually get my name in the paper and make myself look like I'm doing something
to get the attention.
the attention, yeah. And it's like, oh, let's go and attack Pride. Let's have a go at people in Pride. So that, again, this is speculation. So maybe she didn't do it. Maybe the video of her attacking somebody is completely not real.
She's playing up to the gallery, isn't she?
Yeah.
For the gallery.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly playing up to the gallery.
Don't do the air quotes. Okay. It's no.
Allegedly playing up to the gallery, and allegedly
because we don't know if she's guilty of a crime.
Allegedly grandstanding, and
if she did do this, then she's doing it because she's grandstanding. Yeah, I think we can say that. Hope we can say that.
But yeah, there was a video. I think there was a video.
So the video I put together the 2 videos that I found, which is her being escorted away. But there is actually this nicely leads me into my little promotion of somebody else, because there's a video that I saw on a different YouTube channel called Political Custard.
I love the name.
Yeah, which shows an assault happening. Again, I'm not going to say it was her. I don't. First, at least I don't know her well enough to say that it was her or not. But there's definitely an assault going on of some description, and fists are being thrown. Anyway, so my point was going to be like, if you were interested in how rubbish Reform are as councillors, visit Political Custard. I'll pop a link to their site in the. I need
to check this out now.
Yeah, this is the ones I've been playing to you in the mornings.
Oh yes, they're funny.
Whereas where he ends with if you click here for more idiotic rubbish
from Reform councillors,
bigoted Reform councillors.
It's sort of like, it's kind of like the videos are sort of like parody, but not, because it's real life.
It's deadpan, and the fact it's deadpan is makes it very funny.
It's good. It's good stuff.
So I just have to show you this. I just have to show you all this. I have a little cat. Can you hold the camera for a second, Sophie?
Yes.
I have a little cat here. I have Smudge sit on my lap.
He's so cute. Look at his little face.
Wants to come and say hi to us all.
Say hi to the viewers.
Hi to the viewers, Smudge.
Oh, he's so peaceful and content.
Okay.
Beep. It's back up.
Yeah, let's put it somewhere.
Yes.
So those little marks are on our faces.
Is that what they're for?
Yeah, they're called thirds. They're to line things up properly on the screen.
Every day's a school day.
I do sort of know what I'm doing.
Oh, you totally do. Totally do. She totally does. But yeah, Reform are just. Oof.
Yeah, just rubbish.
Well, it's Reform, isn't it? But they're not wanting to ban a Progress Pride flag or something.
They have. Yeah, they've made it. In all the councils that they're in, they've said you can't host any flag other than the English flag, and
oh my,
was the English flag, the Cross of St George, or
so racist.
And then people were like, well, what about the military service flag? And they're like, oh yeah, you can hoist that one as well. And then they're like, well, what about county flags? And they're like, counties have flags?
It's like they're just not for anything. They don't ever think things through.
Basically, what they want to do is say you can't hoist a pride flag.
Yeah, they're basically trying to say we don't want any of that woke stuff in our councils.
Yeah.
Basically, they're being queerphobic, racist, the whole
9 yards.
Yeah. All the isms, and all the phobias. Phobias.
Yeah. So, this would actually be a good opportunity to do the like and subscribe thing. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
let's have the little ninjas fly over at this point and
I
remind
love these little ninjas. They're so cute.
and remind everybody to right, 15 minutes, okay. And remind everybody to like, subscribe, and also comment on the video. And especially if you're a transphobe and you're going to comment horrible stuff,
Transphobes, we love you.
because I've got a little bot that
Gosh, this is amazing.
that replies.
She's so clever.
So if you get a sarcastic reply from me, it's not necessarily from me. It could just be that my bot has made a mistake and thought that a nice comment is a sarcastic comment. But basically, it looks at the comments that are posted in along all the videos, and if it thinks that your comment is abusive in any way, it will reply with a sarcastic response to it.
That is brilliant.
Well, it didn't help when I accidentally forgot to put the code in that says don't reply to your own video, to your own comments, and it had a little. It kept replying to itself. Yeah.
Oh.
Spider-Man pointing at each other meme.
It's having its own little personal war.
Yeah. If you point at me like this, we can use that for this thumbnail.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I can see why lots of mean people do that. But yeah, that's amazing. How long did it take you to do?
It took a night to do it first of all, and then a chunk of the day today to debug it and to fix it all and stuff, so that it was replying to comments correctly a bit more, because it called people taking the mick out of TERFs abusive comments, because they sort of are, but they're abusive to people being abusive.
Yeah, it doesn't get the nuance, doesn't get the sort of intricacies of human dialogue.
That is the trouble. It's very difficult, but I think I've got it mostly working. But yeah, if you get a sarcastic comment from me, it's not from me, it's from the bot. And if you're a TERF and you're listening to this and you reply to it, it will reply back to you as well. So please do that. Yes. Please spend hours and hours replying to this bot.
It comes up with some good ones.
Because it's very funny.
Oh, well done you. And it means that we've got more time to do.
Yeah, it means that we don't have to harass stuff. Yeah,
to do good stuff.
Yeah,
it's not just arguing with TERFs.
It's a bit like my Blue Sky bot as well, which looks for TERFy comments to me and just blocks people.
Heather's brilliant at this software development stuff.
This AI type stuff.
Yeah, she's good with the computers.
I was into AI before it was cool or uncool or whatever.
Oh, it's just amazing. You just program everything. It's so cool. I've been watching her do it, and it's clever, it's smart, and it blows my mind.
Pre-appointment hearing.
Yeah. Pre-appointment hearing.
Oh my God, we're almost actually going to be on time.
We're doing really well. We're very efficient today. So pre-appointment hearing. So this was
the pre-appointment hearing for the government's proposed candidate, or I can't remember the word.
To replace Faulkner. As the chair of the EHRC.
And she's another TERF, like Faulkner was. So there was a big letter writing campaign.
Yeah.
There was a big letter writing campaign to the joint committees to get them to ask her questions that aren't particularly good for her to ask or to be answered.
Awkward ones.
Awkward questions. Yeah. Not bad questions, but just awkward ones. But actually, she was actually quite. I was quite when she first started. I was quite impressed with her, because she was talking about intersectionality, and she was talking about the need for how you can have rights in law, but if you can't access those rights legally, then do they count as rights?
That is a big problem.
Exactly.
In the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was like, oh, okay. Maybe she won't be, even if she is a turfy person, maybe she won't be as bad as Faulkner.
I can feel a butt coming on.
Oh, there's a butt. There's a big butt.
Oh, here it comes.
There's a big butt here. So right, Smudge is molting because he's getting hot.
Oh, so cold.
So I'm doing this constantly because I'm getting hair in my face and my nose and everywhere.
Oh, you're so cozy and comfy.
But I wouldn't move him for a sec for the world. Anyway, yes, distracted there by Smudge. Yeah, she was good to start off with, but then as soon as they got into specifics of like what would you do if you're selected and stuff like that, she had no idea. She was at a complete loss. She really messed up the questions on racism.
Oh my!
Like I urge people to. I've got a transcript of the whole meeting. I will put a link to that. It's a Google Doc, so you can go and have a look at that. They're listed as like speakers are listed as like speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3, whatever.
Very formal.
Rather than the people's names, but you can work out who she is. I think she is speaker 3, I think. But anyway, yeah, she was rubbish on the questions on race. She was rubbish on the questions about trans people as well. It's like the committee had to prompt her 5 or 6 times to say that like taking photos of women in toilets was a bad idea. It was a bad thing.
Did they not hint towards J.K. Rowling?
Well, this is it. They said that people on social media have suggested that people should take photos of women in toilets. What do you think of that? And she's like, well, I'm going to talk around the subject. I'm not going to answer that. It's like not a difficult question for the head of equalities. It's like, it's not a good thing to take photos of women in toilets.
So J.K. Rowling landed her in hot soup.
Yeah, TFC landed her in hot soup.
Yes. Just shocking.
Not.
We're not shocked.
Yeah.
We all know she's a like for like.
Yeah.
Bigots be bigots.
Bigots gotta be bigots.
Yes. But yeah. So that went pretty bad for her.
And it's. I think it's important that people write to their MP, and yes, keep writing, but write to your MP and to say how she doesn't have the faith of the trans community, but she also shouldn't really have the faith of ethnic minorities either, or disabled people. She's very good on women's rights. Other than being a transphobe, she's very good on women's rights.
That little caveat. Caveat.
She's very good on cis women's rights.
Yeah.
She's not good on all women's rights, and she's not good on disability, and she's not good on racism, and she's not good on LGBT plus issues. So,
oh man, so not fit for the role.
Not really, in my opinion. As I say, she actually started out quite strongly. I was quite surprised and quite like, oh, okay, well maybe she'll be all right, but no.
If it wasn't for those meddling transies.
If it wasn't, yeah. Well, you see, this is it. So, like the chair of the joint committee. So it was a joint committee. It was the House of Commons committee, which is the Women's and Equalities committee, and it was the House of Lords committee, which is the Human Rights committee, and it was a joint committee. So both members of both of the committees were doing the questioning, and it was the head of the Human Rights Committee who was chairing, and he said something like, we've had hundreds of emails about this. So that's
amazing.
So like if you feel that you're not being heard, we are being heard, and the points we are raising are being asked of people, and they're not getting away with things as much as they used to be able to get away with things when we were busy doing things like, you know, living our own lives and trying to get on with things. And
So good work, everyone.
Yeah, good work. Well done, everybody.
Give yourself a big pat on the back.
Pat on the back.
A big hug, if you like hugs. So yeah, that was in the news, and then there was this thing about the Lemkin Institute.
Yeah, you know more about that than I do.
So the Lemkin Institute, they wrote this statement about how they feel that the UK is taking steps towards the genocide of trans people, trans and intersex and just other non-binary and gender non-conforming people. And it outlined the reasons why they think this, and they think it's because of the hostility of the mainstream media, the hostility of the way we're talked about in Parliament by politicians, such as Keir Starmer, Wes Streeting and others, although it didn't name any. But it said due to the way that we are demonised and always spoken about in a sort of negative light. And it says that we are, the government, the UK, is on a dangerous path, and it's well on the road to taking steps towards the genocide of trans people.
So I've always steered away from saying what's happening to us is genocide, because to me, genocide is what's happening to the people of Gaza, you know, where the Israeli state is literally trying to kill them all. And the UK state isn't deliberately, actively trying to kill trans people. It's inactively trying to, it's passively trying to,
It's doing it in a very British way.
Yeah, but we're not, you know, there aren't death squads hunting around.
Not yet.
Just don't. But then there aren't death squads hunting us down. So, but this Lemkin Institute isn't like an institute that does that kind of thing for like, oh, let's make media headlines by claiming that.
No, they take it very seriously.
Because they do research, don't they? They're a research institute rather than a political institute.
So it's big. So it's made it effectively official. That he's so cute. He's on your hair. He's made it official that the UK is now taking active steps towards the genocide of trans people, like me and Heather, and
you all probably as well.
Because it's because between the government, media, and the hate organisations behind the Supreme Court ruling, all those combined are actively seeking to exclude trans people from society, making it as hard as possible to be trans in the UK. And this is increasing the risk of mental distress and harm to trans people, increasing suicides, increasing self-harm, etc. So as you say, they're not the government aren't actively sending people out to corral and beat up, etc., trans people, but they are legislating and using language that makes it very difficult for trans people to exist in UK society. And that to the Lemkin Institute is extremely worrying. So that's why they've issued a red flag, and they've also done one
for the US
because they're taking a similar path of demonisation.
And it's working. I mean, you know, like there was an Ipsos poll that came out. I don't know if it came out today, but I saw it today.
I seen Katie Montgomery.
Yeah. That's a poll
that.
where the UK is, of the countries surveyed, the UK is the most trans hostile. It was about should trans people use the toilets that they, of the gender that we are, and the like 54% would say no, and 30% said yes, and we were the worst. We were behind Turkey and Hungary. For
Hungary is really shocking.
Yeah.
And what was also surprising from that is Italy, even though it's largely regarded as being the worst country in Western Europe, even more so than the UK for trans rights. That was interesting. They were like number 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, they weren't too. They weren't too bad. They were not as bad as.
Yeah, but they were near the top of countries where most people support.
Yeah.
Like us using a female bathroom, or trans men using a male bathroom. Oh, is he hunting you?
He was.
What a cutie. And yeah, so that just shows you that in Italy it's more the government that are really pushing the anti-trans rhetoric. But here, the media is having, I think, a massive impact on people, the general public's attitude.
The media is more powerful than the politicians.
Yeah,
in shaping people's opinions.
People really listen to the media and they believe the anti-trans propaganda. So that brings it on to me trying to remove or interfere with that anti-trans propaganda by writing articles.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, we haven't got it on our list, but I was going to say, do you want to talk about the
depressing and heartbreaking articles?
Yeah, the heartbreaking article that you wrote.
It's to get the truth out there, because we get one side of the argument, we get the transphobe side, but we don't get our side heard. So I'm very thankful to Byline Times for publishing an article that I wrote about the distress felt by trans people who have faced discrimination since the Supreme Court ruling and subsequent the EHRC interim guidance that came out afterwards. And really harrowing stories, and I've got more of them to come, which will be coming out soon.
I'll pop a link to the story in the description so people can read it.
It's very harrowing, so it does come with a content warning of.
I do need to make a note of all the things I say.
Transphobic discrimination.
I'll put it into the comments because I keep forgetting to put them all in.
It's grim, but it needs to be told. Because I'm actively giving the trans people who have faced discrimination and their allies a voice in the article. Unlike GB News and Telegraphs, who are always voicing TERFs.
And the BBC.
And they're not quoting from the actual trans people themselves, which I think makes their news very biased and one-sided and very harmful, and we need a voice. So I'm just pushing as hard as possible to help give us that voice.
So yeah, support trans trans journalism, like Sophie, like Transactual.
Gemma, Transactual, trans rights, Queer AF. What the trans
Lee, whose surname I can't remember now, his stuff. Kathleen Burns.
There's a lot, and even Kate Montgomery is putting out stuff as well, because that's a form of journalism too. It's like video journalism,
Us. Support us.
Yeah, it's all journalism. We're all kind of what's the word? We're all being the voices. How do we express this? We're all.
I don't know what you're trying to say. So
We're being like the people who are sort of saying, "Wait a minute, this is not how it is. It's like this." So we are the ones that are giving the alternate voice.
Yeah.
We're the ones who say no to the discrimination, and we are the renegades, the sort of ones who are calling out the nastiness of the state, etc.
Yeah.
And there's a word in there somewhere, but I've forgotten it.
So next week, are we going to try and do something next week? Because I'm not around next week. I'm not here in Aberdeen. I'm down in London for
tennis.
Well, yeah, tennis and other stuff, other legal stuff. So, yeah, I'm down in London for.
Exciting.
Not really expensive.
It is expensive, and it'll be very, very hot. You got a cool little fan.
Yeah, I've got a cool little fan.
It goes, "We love you, Heather."
It's got little flags with Heather written on it.
#1 fan.
Sigh.
I know.
Anyway, we'll try and do something next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, got to keep it going. Got to keep this. Got to keep the voices heard. And please leave us comments.
Yep.
Let us know if you've faced any discrimination. If you want us to talk about anything.
Share the video. Please share the video.
Keep sharing and just keep being you. And being you is resistance. And
definitely. Just being just being yourself.
Yeah. Cause
did it suddenly get dark in here?
It has. I think there's more cloud came over. It's going to probably be a thunderstorm or something.
Okay.
A cloud burst. But yeah, keep being you, stay strong, reach out to people, and keep complaining. Keep writing letters.
Keep writing letters, keep complaining, keep
fighting,
doing.
They
do make a difference. They are heard.
Sharing petitions, signing petitions. Basically, just keep on going.
Oh, there's a petition going around about introducing legal requirement to treat trans people. We're trying to get it to 100,000 signatures because if it gets to 100,000 by the end of July, that means it gets a debate in Parliament. And if it gets a debate in Parliament, firstly, it's not limited to what petition calls for, we can extend it. Secondly, it gives us an opportunity, gives everybody an opportunity to send briefing notes to MPs. So you can send MPs, your own MPs, briefing notes about it, but you can also send the organisers of the petition can send every MP briefing notes.
That's really good.
Yeah, so that we can put that information in front of MPs.
It gives us a good opportunity. Any opportunity to speak, to get to speak with, to force MPs, politicians to address an issue is good. It's a win.
Yeah. Right, I have to go soon.
And you can have a lovely time.
I'm going to have a lovely afternoon.
Yeah. Aww. But it's been great.
Yeah.
Once again.
We love you all.
We love you, and stay strong.
Stay strong. Look after yourselves.
Stay strong.
Look after your brothers. Look after your sisters. Look after your MBs.
Yeah, MBs, brothers,
siblings.
sisters,
That's
siblings.
the word.
Yeah.
That's the word. That's the all-encompassing word.
Stay strong. Reach out if you're worried, and we will win this because we are awesome and we are on the right side of history. We have the goodness of heart, and we have.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'll also put a link to Fiona's video.
Oh, that's very good video. Amazing video.
I mean, it's about disability, but yeah.
Very powerful, very moving. But the thing is, it's always remember this, that love is a stronger emotion than hate.
Okay. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye.